Alright, well, let's get started. Hi, good evening, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Kate, and tonight we're going to be making the taco ring and Pico de Gallo. So I'm doing something tonight that I've never done before, and that is mount a webcam to my portable camera mount. So we're going to get all kinds of cool camera angles, I hope, and hopefully it won't splash on the camera. So I hope everyone's doing great today. So let's get started, because I know my husband's hungry and this is our dinner tonight. So let's see here. I'm going to move the camera. So this is what we're working with today. We've got our 10-inch stainless steel non-stick skillet. So in there we're going to brown the taco meat. So give me a minute here. So for tonight, I'm using ground bison because it's a little bit healthier and it also doesn't have a whole lot of fat on it. Let's see how this cooks up. You use whatever kind of ground beef you want. You could do this with ground chicken, you could do ground turkey, whatever you like. It happened to be on sale at Aldi this week, so that's why I got it. Put in the comments. Tell me what you're making for dinner tonight, or if you're cooking along with us. I shared in a group the recipes I'm using tonight so that you could cook along with us as well. All right, here we go. We're going to put our pound of ground meat into the pan. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this camera angle a little bit here so you can see it better. There we go. Get this turned up. So we're going to use, while we cook in our skillet, we're going to use the mix and chop. This is a crowd-pleasing favorite. It's a great way to break up meat while you're cooking it in a skillet. Just like this, you can use it for other things too. You can use it to bash your ice. Your bag of ice, break up ice. You can use it for so many things. Sausage, you got sausage, you can do the sausage with this. So let's see if we can get a good camera angle here. So you just kind of stick it into your block of meat while it's cooking. And as the skillet heats up, you can kind of twist it a little bit. Kind of get those chunks broken up into nice pieces. So what's your favorite kind of taco meat? Do you prefer ground turkey? Do you prefer beef? You ever had venison tacos? Venison's good. Not gonna lie, venison's good. So is elk. Yeah, those game meats are really nice for recipes like this because they're low in fat. Because as you'll see later on, we're gonna be adding cheese to the meat once it's cooked when we put it into the put it on the stove. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But first things first, we're going to cook the meat up. Alright, I'll let that sit. Keep an eye on it for me. While I'm letting it sit, I'm going to go get the crescent rings. Crescent roll rings. That's going to be a fun camera angle. There we go. So put in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from tonight. There's a bit of a delay between when I'm actually doing stuff on the live feed and when it shows up on the comments. So tool is great. The only complaint, though, that I have about the mix-in shop is see how sometimes you get bits of meat that get trapped in there. They come out real easy with the classic. They call this a scraper, call it a spatula. It has a silicone head. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It helps me cook better. Just like all of the Pampered Chef cooking tools, they're designed to make cooking a little bit easier so your day is a little bit better. And I think they all achieve that pretty well. So let's break this up a little bit more. It's starting to brown. It's good. So how many people out there are cooking along with us tonight? Put in the comments. Tell me if you're cooking along with us. And also, if you are cooking along with us, I want to see a picture. Take a picture and post it in the video when the video is done, because this will be in the group. I want to see what it looks like. So some of my lives I get feedback that, oh, it's too quiet. You need to talk more. Well, sometimes there's not a whole lot to be said while you're doing the cooking. That beep you just heard, that was my oven telling me that it's ready to go. And this is interesting. Even though this meat doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of fat in it, the meat itself is releasing some liquid. So that's real interesting. I didn't expect that from bison. That's okay. I'm going to have to drain it out anyway. So step one of this process is to brown the meat. We're going to drain it into... we're going to drain it and then put it in a bowl, and then we're going to add some seasonings and some cheese. And then after that, I will show you how to arrange the crescent roll strips into a taco ring. Making progress here. It's just coming together. So the last time I did a live cooking demonstration, it was under considerably different circumstances. I was presenting in the classroom at a gun club. I was doing a fundraiser for a women's shooting organization, and we made paninis that time. So a lot of that presentation was showing them the samples I had brought to demonstrate and how we were going to assemble that food. And that went real well. We raised a lot of money to help them. So that's something to keep in mind. I can help you raise money for your charitable organization. So just send me a message. We'll put something together to help your people out. All right. Heating up nicely. Turn this down. We're going to be needing a thing. So I've got this tool here. This is the thing we're going to use to drain the meat. We gotta move the camera here so you can watch what I'm doing. So we're going to drain the meat, and this is the fine mesh strainer. It's really good for draining meat, draining anything really. It's got an interesting shape that other ones don't have. All right. You can see it has this cone shape, and it has a little thing on the lip You can see here it'll kind of hang out on top of a pot or a bowl or whatever you're putting it on. Alright, let me get something to dump it into. What we've got going on tonight. This, by the way, this is the kids' batter mixing bowl. I really like it because it has a handle on the side. I don't have any kids, but I like the kids' stuff. Alright, so here we are. We are going to add, what does the recipe say to do? Recipe says to add taco seasoning mix, cheese, and water. Well, there's some water in here already. I'm going to use, this is the taco seasoning I make. This is a blend that I make on my own. It has cumin, cilantro, salt, pepper, crushed red pepper. What else does it have in it? Hachi chili powder. It has garlic. It has all of my favorite seasonings. Cumin. Cumin's a big one. Making tacos, you need cumin. I'm going to stir that in here. Let's see. Stir it in. Happy little taco meat. I'll channel my inner Bob Ross here. Happy little taco meat. Alright. Let me get the cheese out. Alright. Got our pre-shredded cheese, because every cooking show has movie magic, and this cooking show has no shortage of movie magic to it. You can see mixing the cheese in here, and the cheese will hold the meat together. Here, I can talk to the camera here. The cheese will hold the meat together while it's in the taco ring. So anytime you're making like a crescent ring kind of dish, you do need something to kind of hold it together. Maybe it's a beaten egg with a bunch of something else. I don't know, it just depends on the recipe. The recipe will tell you. When I was younger, I didn't really follow recipes too closely, but sometimes I do better now because either I'm out of ideas or I don't want to screw it up. Screwed up plenty of food when I was younger. Alright, so we've got our cheese, our meat, and now we are going to do a crescent roll. So I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to move my stone so that you can see what this looks like, and then I'm going to move the camera angle. So let me see here. There we go. So I'm attaching the camera mount to the handle of my microwave so that the camera stays up. You can see pretty good here. So this is my primary pizza stone. I have two of them. The other one I just haven't used as much. You can see on the pizza stone that the surface looks really brown and discolored, and that's because it's well seasoned. So when you have well seasoned stoneware, it's going to be dark. It's going to look terrible, but it's a non-stick surface. So stoneware, as a general rule, is made of a porous kind of I guess stoneware rather. It's not porcelain, it's not clay, but it is kind of porous, so any kind of fat or juice soaks into the surface, and that's what gives it the seasoning. That's what keeps it from your food from sticking to it. So on the other side, it's all drippy and ugly. I'm not going to show you the other side. But yeah, stoneware, it's a thing of beauty. The next thing I'm going to do here, we're going to arrange the crescent ring triangles. Ooh, no matter how many times I cook with these things, it never fails to startle me when that happens. I'll do this. So the directions said, And I don't know if you clicked on the link. I did include a link to this. It says to overlap them slightly. So we'll do that. There's actually a little on the link to the recipe on the Pampered Chef website. There's actually a little video that shows you step by step how to set this up, and I feel like I'm doing them too far apart. Let's put them a little bit closer together. There we go. So the recipes on the Pampered Chef website, by and large, they're designed to come together in about 30 minutes or so. This one's a little bit longer because it's slightly fiddly, but they're designed to be healthy, come together easily. Usually 30 minutes or less, depending on what it is that you're making. There's that piece we'll just stick him right there. And they're also designed to be budget friendly. Can come in about $2 to $3 per serving. So that's one thing that's good about these recipes. Let's see. Oh, that one's not popping. There we go. Yeah, see, it still startled me. So the Pampered Chef recipe book, every season they have a new one. It's called Season's Best. And those recipes are really, really good. They're all very seasonal and healthy. And, you know, they're intended to take advantage of food that's in season or coming into season through whatever the season is. So they have one for fall and winter. Right now we have a spring-summer one. So check it out when you get a chance. It's like $2. It's a nice thing to add. So am I getting my middle here? You can see I need to leave room in the middle because I have a thing. I don't have, so let me start over again. There is on the recipe picture, it shows you like this thing in the middle with this big garnish. And on the video, it shows the glazed ring. And it has a special serving bowl that goes in the middle. I don't have that. I got something else in mind that I'm going to show you, though. So here we go. Here is our taco ring. And we're getting it together. Looks like a sunshine. Doesn't it look like a sunshine? I got one piece left here. This is kind of pretty. So you can see that there is a kind of an area where all of the taco meat's going to go on the interior. Get rid of these wrappers. Now, one thing the video shows that I do have is this handy dandy roller tool. It suggests that you kind of roll it out a little bit so that there's a flat surface for your taco meat to sit. So we're going to do that. Maybe I can make it go inward a little bit here. So this is intended for your pie crusts and pastries. But you know, you can always repurpose things to make them do what you need them to do. Alright. That's that guy. Let me check the recipe and make sure we're on track. Okay, so the recipe says, using a large scoop, scoop the filling evenly over the dough in a continuous circle. Well, I don't have a large scoop, so we're going to use my handy dandy spatula. And that'll work just fine. So as you can see, this is where the melted cheese comes into play. It holds the meat together so it's not flopping everywhere. I like that. There we go. Trying to get the meat to sit and not fall onto the stone. All right, this is coming together. So we're at, what time is it? 20 minutes. See, these recipes do come together pretty quick. Only thing is this one takes a little bit longer to bake, and that's not bad because that'll give us time to make the pico. I'm excited about the pico because the Pico de Gallo, the classic recipe that I'm using, it brings together some of my favorite flavors. Maybe yours too. Alright, here we go. Got the last little bits of meat. I'll stick them there. Alright, so this is where the magic happens. So you need to pull the triangles over top. Hope you all are enjoying this. I'm having fun. Of course, I love cooking, so it's hard for me to not have fun when I'm cooking. They say, what's the quote? If you're doing something you love, you never have to work a day in your life. Maybe that's true. Depends what it is that you're doing. Of course, this isn't the only thing I do. I have a day job as well. I make phones ring. That's my day job. Make phones ring. So, here we go. There's room for you. There's room for you. Here's our last little bugger there. Alright, so there is a taco ring. Does it look like the picture? I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment. The next step is to brush the top with egg white. Sprinkle with remaining cheese. Alright, let me get my egg white out. See, in spite of the movie magic, you can't make food appear out of thin air. So this is a 1-cup prep bowl. It comes in a 1 cup or a 2 cup or a 3 cup. They all have lids, which makes it handy for you to do your prepping ahead of time. You can stick it in the fridge and pull it out when you're ready. I need to beat this egg white a little bit. Then you just take a fork and kind of fork it, kind of loosen it up, because egg whites are really, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They're tricky sometimes. They get sticky and slimy. You can see. You gotta break it up a little bit. Yeah, egg whites. So we're gonna brush the top of this. We're gonna use our special silicone basting brush. This has like a little thing. It goes on the side if you want to hang it off the side of your prep bowl or whatever. So, gonna do this real quick. And this will give it a nice brown color when we bake it. Kind of brush this, and then after we finish brushing this, I'm going to put the cheese on. Oh, that little loopy doop, it hangs on your finger pretty well too. That's kind of nice. Almost done here. So while I'm brushing this, I'd like to take a minute to remind y'all that I have a YouTube channel. The name of my YouTube channel is the same as my business page. It's Coming Home with Katie. Go over, have a look. I made a whole bunch of videos. There'll be more coming out soon. But you might enjoy some of the content on there. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way, when I release new videos, you can be alerted to great kitchen content. If you like great kitchen content, I'm not going to force you, but maybe you don't like great kitchen content. Maybe you only like mediocre kitchen content. I don't know if this counts as that, but I'd like to think it was great. I'm sure it's going to taste great. If you're cooking along at home, it'll be tasting great for you. So yeah, YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is also Coming Home with Katie. And in fact, if you point your web browser to cominghomewithkatie.com, you will also get my Pampered Chef business page. Because that's how social media works. Get the same name everywhere, then people can find you easily. Alright, here's my last little bit of cheese here. This bowl I'm using, this is an antique. Not Tupperware, but it is definitely an antique, probably from the 70s or maybe 80s or something. Used to have butter in it, and it came from my mother-in-law in the UK. And it's a perfect size, and it does what I need it to do, so when it gets dirty, I hand wash it, and I use it over and over again. Unfortunately, the lid for it melted because it got too close to the air fryer. So I don't have a lid anymore, but I do like it. Kind of cool. On the back side it says quality container, and that it sure is. Quality container. Okay, so now we've got the cheese on our taco ring. We're going to stick it in the oven. Alright, here we go. And then did it say 25 to 30 minutes? So let's see how long that's going to take us. Boop. Actually, stop. Give it 2 more minutes. So there's my timer, my beautiful green timer. Alright, let's see about getting the camera moved, because we're going to go make the pico now. Hi. So reset my little octopus here. There we go. So we've got some of the tools that I use to do the prep work. We've got the loop scoop. We'll see what this does in a few minutes. I've got my mix, like these are the skinny scrapers. This like the itty bitty one. This is the one that gets to the bottom of the mayonnaise jar. I've got the paring knife. Got the utility knife, which I used already and cleaned and put away, but I put it out. Later on, I got an avocado. I'm going to show you the new avocado tool. This is one of my favorite new spring tools. But the big showstopper we're going to see right now is the manual food processor. So this is the thing we're going to make. I'm going to make the pico in this guy. So the manual food processor is really interesting. It's got like this solid state ratcheting lid. It has like when you push the lever down and the thing in the middle spins. and it connects to these blades inside, and then it just comes right out. And it's dishwasher safe. Just has a little bolt, comes with a lid, so that when you're done making your stuff, you can keep it in here and you can use it as a serving bowl even, maybe. All right, so let's see what goes in the Pico de Gallo. See, I got my recipe here that I'm going to watch. It says onion, jalapeno, garlic, lime. Combine the onion, jalapeno, garlic, lime, cilantro, and salt into the manual food processor. Well, here's where the movie magic comes into play. See, I got all that stuff prepared. So we've got this is part of the silicone prep bowl set. This is another one of those 1 cup prep bowlers. This is the 2 cup, has all of our tomatoes in it. And then, recipe calls for the juice of 1 lime, but you know, I don't have a lime today. So we're gonna juice of 1 lime from lime juice there. So I'm going to use my mini scraper here. So what did it say? Jalapeno, onion, garlic, lime juice. So in this container is the cilantro, the jalapeno, the garlic. Put it in here. Scrape it out here. Right. There's that guy. And then in this container, my chunks of onion. And when you put onion in here, you really, like stuff that's heavier, you do need to kind of break it up a little bit. Because this isn't a heavy-duty food processor. It's designed to help you do little things, like herbs. Garlic's an herb. It's one of my favorite herbs. Alright, so lime juice, cilantro, salt. How much salt? Half a teaspoon. Well, you know, I don't have a measurer, so I'm just gonna do that. Don't do what I do, measure it out. I'm using sea salt, fine sea salt, and it's kind of flaked. I've really gotten into doing flaked sea salt. Good, it's tasty. So this lid doesn't screw on, it just places on. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pump it. This is one of those things that you can have your kids do if they want to help you cook. So you just kind of give it a twirl. You can see it's breaking up everything. Let me get my little scrapey daper in here. You do need to push the stuff down on the side so it gets in there pretty good. It's kind of fun. I would highly encourage you to get one of these. It's kind of fun. It says pump the handle until coarsely chopped. That looks pretty coarsely chopped. I think it could chop some more. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think it could do some more, but let's add some tomatoes, because I think that's the next step. Garlic's kind of chunky in there, so that's going to be interesting when you hit a clump of garlic in the pico. So in here I have 2 cups of diced tomatoes. It says use grape tomatoes, but I don't have grape tomatoes. I have regular tomatoes. I like to use Roma tomatoes for a lot of things, partly because they're cheap right now. I think I got them for like 88 cents a pound at the store. But also when you're cooking, Roma tomatoes are good because they're a little bit less watery than other kind of tomatoes. So, and this Pico in particular, like I might have to strain it if it's too liquidy. I just dumped in there, well, maybe it won't matter, some tomato seeds in the middle of the thing. Let's see how that goes. Well, maybe it won't. So as expected, the tomatoes getting kind of pulverized. This is the 3 cup of the silicone prep bowl. I might take some of this out of here so that we can cut it up a little bit better, because it's looking like it's blending, but it's not blending in quite the way I want it to. And that to me says that maybe I have too many things in the food processor. So we'll dump out some and do some more mixing. It smells really good. Any Pico fans out there love the smell of freshly cut cilantro and onion and tomato? That's what we have right now. Nope, that didn't go on. You know what? I'm gonna have to dump all this out. The blades aren't sitting quite right, so I'm gonna have to dump all this out and then do a little bit at a time. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, I do like cilantro. I'll get those seeds out there. There we go. So if I didn't mention before, everything is dishwasher safe. It's something I love about Pampered Chef products. The vast majority of them are dishwasher safe. So you can just stick them in the give them a rinse, stick them in the dishwasher, and go about your day. Or night, as the case may be. Alright, let's put that back in. We'll put some of this back in, because I'd kind of like this to be a little less coarse than what it is now. Let's try that. Yeah, that's a little better. Much better. Got my bit there. Put a little bit more in. So does anybody out there celebrate Taco Tuesday? Taco Tuesday is definitely a thing in my household. Every Tuesday I make some kind of Tex-Mex dish. Sometimes it's tacos. Sometimes it's fajitas. There's one week I made pork tamales. That was popular. But there's no Cabana Boy to make me margaritas, which is sometimes sad, but that's okay. Don't always need a margarita, but I like them. Do you like margaritas? Do you like the fruit ones? I like the strawberry and the mango ones the best. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, now that's getting much better. So we can add some more tomatoes in here. I don't mind the tomatoes being chunky in this. So that's kind of the point. Chunky tomatoes in a pico. So really what a pico is, piece of the rooster, I think is the translation. I don't know. You can correct my Spanish. Took Spanish in high school, but I never considered myself fluent or anything like that. But yeah, it's like a chunky kind of salsa. I guess maybe it's comparable to an Italian pomodoro, but with Mexican or Tex-Mex inspired seasonings. You break it down, a lot of Italian cooking is very similar to Spanish, but they all have their differences and, of course, regional variations. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. That is looking pretty darn good. Oh, I'm happy with that. Let me show you. Are you happy with that? Look how yummy that is. It's a little bit juicy, but that's okay. A little juice never hurt anybody. That's our pico. I'm going to take our blades out of this because I'm going to use this as a storage container now. That's one thing I like about this manual food processor. When you're done making your food in it, you can use it as a storage container. All right. Off. All right. Put this in here. Put this in here. Spoon here. Let's have a little sample of this. Make sure I seasoned it right. Oh, that's really good. That is really good. I like all the fresh flavors in it. And that's one of these things. You're making a sauce like this, a dip, salsa, you will have a phenomenally better time, better flavors if you use fresh herbs. So for my taco mix seasoning, I do use dried cilantro in there. Because it does, for that sort of thing, it doesn't matter. But for this kind of sauce, fresh herbs make a huge world of a difference. Okay, put that in there. We got that in there. Let me get the next part of our show. So in the picture it showed a pepper, and you put the pico in the pepper. Whoosh, we got a magic trick here. So I used the paring knife to do jagged, it was kind of like a pumpkin really. And I've got my container for the pico. So we're gonna, as we scoop it in here, we'll have an opportunity to omit some of this extra juice. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Tell me in the comments, you think this is pretty? It's a little fiddly, but it looks pretty. Alright, so we got that guy. And I put this away. Let's see what's next. Let me get my... See, it comes with awesome lid. You can put it back in the fridge when you're done. Let me clean up some of these bowls. One of those cooks that likes to clean up as they go along. Okay, we still have about 9 minutes left on our taco ring. So why don't we look and see what it's doing? Turn the oven light on here. So this is what we got. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that so well. Can you see that? There we go. There's the taco ring. So that's looking mighty good. Mighty, mighty good indeed. So you'll see these multicolored things I have in my oven. Those are oven rack protectors. They're made of silicone. They're intended so that you don't burn your hand. Like I can do that. I can't like grab with my hand and take it out, but something you might want to have in your oven. So while I'm waiting, still got a few minutes left. Trying to mount this so I can talk to y'all. All right. So a little bit of Q&A while we're waiting. We've got a couple more minutes left. I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I got started with Pampered Chef and share my story with you. So, I think I've been using Pampered Chef stuff 20 years or so now. My cousin, when I was in my early 20s, invited me to Pampered Chef party she was having, and I thought it was super cool because, you know, through my whole life I always loved cooking, loved working in the kitchen to help my mother out, because I know my mother didn't like cooking particularly much, and we were kind of a big family, so I helped when I could. So went to this Pampered Chef party and I bought a garlic press, and I'll show it to you. I said, oh, it might be in the dishwasher. Hold on. Yep, in the dishwasher. This is the garlic press. Still has little bits of garlic in it even. So this is the garlic press that I bought 20-something years ago. They redesigned it a little bit, but it still works well. Still looks about the same. The thing they added was it has a little cleaning unit. They put a little clip in so it'll kind of store in with the thing. But yeah, this is one of my favoriteest Pampered Chef products ever, is my garlic press. It's been going strong for 20 years. It holds up great. Really has taken a beating over the years, especially with some of the roommates I had. But so my cousin invited me to the Pampered Chef party, and that's the thing I got at the party. And then, you know, a couple of years later, my friend, oh, I'm having a Pampered Chef party. I'm like, oh, cool, cooking shows. I love cooking shows. So I went, got some more things, and, you know, lather, rinse, repeat. That's happened quite a bit over the years. And so, was it last year, maybe the year before, I got invited to another Pampered Chef party, one of my college friends. It's like, hey, I'm having a Pampered Chef party. You want to go? Okay. Twist my arm. And at that time, they had a new consultant special, and it was like $20 or something. Hey, that's super cheap, because you do have to buy a new consultant kit of some sort when you first get started. I'm like, oh, maybe I think about it. And, you know, I thought about it, and I thought a little, and then the special ran out. So I'm like, well, maybe in the future. And so for me, like, you know, I mean, people are like, oh, it's an MLM, it's direct sales. You know, if I ever did any of that stuff, Pampered Chef would have been it for me. And here I am doing it. So, yeah, that was the story there. And so I guess January 1st, I woke up and the consultant from that party, was that 2 years ago now, she messaged me, like, hey, they have the new consultant special. Maybe you want to think about it. So I thought about it for a week, and then I decided, well, maybe it's a good time, because we're still in a pandemic. People are still cooking at home more, and, you know, restaurants are not appealing for dining in for some folks. I don't know where you are particularly. Here in Florida, everything's open, but some people just don't feel safe going out just yet, and that's understandable. I think as more people get vaccinated and the numbers of COVID go down, we'll see back to normal a little bit. But in any case, we all have to eat. And if we all have to eat, why not make cooking fun? So it seemed like a good time for me to get started. So I did, and here I am today. But one of the things that I'm most proud of with my Pampered Chef business is that I use it to benefit others. So I kind of do a little bit of philanthropic work with it. So I do fundraisers to help rescue organizations in need. I did a Women's Shooting Club fundraiser not so long ago. I got another couple lined up for April and May as well. So we can raise money for your charitable organization through a Pampered Chef party. So reach out to me. Email is cominghomewithkatie@gmail.com. Love to help you raise money for your group, your organization, or a cause you're wanting to raise money for. So that's my story. We still got 4 minutes left. Let me check and see if this thing is actually done or if it needs more time. Come on. Let's see what we got. So let's see here. What do you think? Do you think it's done? Oh, I need a light, don't I? So that you can see it too. That looks pretty done to me. Yeah, it looks pretty done. So I'm going to take this out. Hang on a second. Stare at my beautiful pepper bowl. I'm going to take this out. And, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's done. That's definitely done. If I let it sit longer, it would be more done. And this is one of those things where you don't want it to be more done, you want it to be done. So here we go. This is what we've got. We have got the taco ring. It doesn't look like the picture. So let's wing it here. There we go. Does it look like the picture now? I don't know. What do you think? Does it look yummy? I'm going to find out in a few minutes when I serve it up for dinner with my husband. So I really appreciate you watching with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed our presentation of the taco ring with Pico de Gallo. Once again, my name is Katie, and my business is Coming Home with Katie. Please follow me on Instagram and YouTube, and yeah, Instagram, YouTube. You can go visit my business page. It's on Facebook. Just put in Coming Home with Katie on Facebook and you'll find me. I'll be wearing a white chef hat on Facebook and a green chef hat on Instagram. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can see all kinds of great kitchen content. So anyway, happy cooking. Enjoy.